Hawkeye baseball snapped their 5-game winning streak last night as they fell just short to Illinois State 11-6. Iowa put numbers up on the board first when catcher Austin Martin brought left fielder Chris Whalen home in the bottom of the first with an RBI double. But the Redbirds quickly took the lead when they scored 5 runs by the 4th inning, including a steal of home by Illinois State's Joe Butler. Martin went 4 for 5 this game, hitting 2 RBIs, while Whalen went 2 of 4 with a team-leading 3 RBIs, both offensive highlights for the Hawkeyes. But the Hawkeyes wouldn't give up just yet when they put 3 runs up in the bottom of the 9th, but it wasn't enough to defeat the Redbirds.
We gave up a bunch of free bases, and they didn't. They actually played very well. It just wasn't a good night, but I guess the lesson that we have to take from this is that we have to be mentally tougher. We have to be able to show up and play harder every single day, because we're going to have to do this again with Western Illinois and Northwestern down the road. It'll be a good trial run for us. So hopefully that's the lesson we learn. It doesn't mean that everything's falling apart or caving in, but we have to learn from that.
Obviously, we didn't come out and play the way we wanted to today, but we get the beautiful day of coming out tomorrow and wiping it away in the morning and having a good day of practice rolling into the weekend against Rutgers.
Heller ball continues this weekend to finish up their home stretch when the Hawks host Rutgers at Duane Banks. And on a positive note, the Iowa women's gymnastics team is going up against Arizona in the NCAA tournament, and we have Kimberly Bates live in the newsroom to tell us more. Good morning, Kimberly.
Good morning, Cade.
What can we expect Iowa to bring to the table against Arizona this afternoon?
So Iowa is ranked number 32 in the national poll, and Arizona is ranked 33rd. So it's going to be a pretty close matchup. As for what they're working on, they're not focusing more on what they can do on their routines as a whole, but more of the smaller details to get as many points as possible. And when I spoke to some of the Gym Hawks, this is kind of what they had to say.
I really just want to put it all out there because it could be our last chance. Every time we go up, it could be our last chance of the season. So less about trying to be perfect and more trying to just go for all the details and just go as big as possible.
Yeah, we're just really working on what we can do best, and I mean, there's no any pressure because this is the end of the season. Of course, we want to qualify more on, but it's not like we have huge pressure. It's more like expectations that we have ourselves.
It's been a long season, Kim, but do you think the Gym Hawks have reached their full potential?
So it's a pretty young team. I mean, they have 7 new gymnasts this year. So as for reaching their full potential, I don't think so. I don't think they've peaked quite yet, and I don't think we've seen the best of them. And when I spoke to Larissa Libby, this is kind of what she had to say. She kind of agreed.
I wouldn't want to be somebody that has to compete against us. I don't think that they've really reached their potential yet. And if it all works out on the one day, look out, because they are dangerous. When they're on, they're dangerous. So I am super excited. It's gonna be rough.
After this competition against Arizona, if they advance to the second session, they'll be competing against Oregon, Florida State, and Stanford.
Well, like Larissa said, I hope the Gym Hawks come out dangerous. That was Kimberly Bates, live in the newsroom. Thank you. Iowa softball has been off to a rocky start, losing 4 home games, but that has not stopped one player from giving it all. With their next Big Ten series, with their next Big Ten series here at home, hopefully Donna Ray can lead the Hawks to a much-needed win. That's all the time we have for you in sports. Tune in tomorrow where we will preview the Iowa baseball team's 3-game series against Rutgers. Declan and Sydney, I'll swing it back to you guys at the desk.